Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Hope you're having a wonderful day here today. What we're going to be looking at today is going to be Sins going up against Sharp. And there's a couple of reasons behind this. Number one, I love Sharp, one of my favorite players. We have not seen a lot of his games lately, to be honest. And number two is we've seen carriers kind of returning to the metagame. You guys definitely will know that from the recent TVPs that we've had on the channel. And Sins is a guy that even when carriers are out of meta, goes meta very often. I would say along with Stork, he is probably one of the most frequent carrier users. So yeah, I thought, oh, this is kind of an interesting one. And Sharp can be an interesting player to be going up against carriers. Like, I don't think that he plays necessarily a style that is really good against them. He has like kind of a flexible harassment based style, and generally faster carrier players defend everything very tightly. It's hard to get harassment off on them, and if you spent money and time building towards harassment as opposed to optimizing a push or optimizing economy, which would optimize a later push, that can make it a little bit harder to play against carriers. So yeah, I think it's kind of an interesting matchup. So we're here on Dominator, of course, our 3-player map. I think the map's still pretty darn good. Like, there's definitely frustrations about it, but overall, a well-made map. We have pretty interesting games here overall. You know, there's portions of it that feel really tough, and then portions of it that feel easy. I guess that's probably how things should go. You know, it's pretty dynamic in the way it's played as well. I think we get some really cool things based on spawn location and which direction you're going to expand in, that type of thing. So yeah, there's my little start up there, and taking a look at the builds. It looks very, very standard so far. No Zealot coming out from Sins. I think that's probably for the best. Honestly, I don't like, even this is a good map for Zealots overall because you have this high ground and you can make it messy. But honestly, I'm not feeling Zealot openers right now. No one's really going gasless expands, and if you go factory expand, like, you want them to make a Zealot, to be honest. It's like really easy to stop if you're going like 3 Marines and Vulture expansion. And you know, if they're making more than one, you can add another depot. In fact, you can even add another depot against one. So yeah, I'm kind of in favor of skipping that Zealot off here and just going directly into the Dragoon. And he does start range, but we'll see if he actually keeps range going or cancels that out as well. He's actually mining a lot of gas right now, so I think he is going to keep it, but we'll see. And over on Sharp's side, yeah, just the standard 2 depot into a few Marines. So we don't really have any action that can happen yet. Like, he technically can walk across the map with this Dragoon. Oh, a 3rd pylon. That's a little bit interesting. We'll see if anything comes of that or not. When you see the 3rd pylon, you know he's not going to cancel range. And in fact, doesn't quite block it. So that's a great scout from Sharp to get in here and see, okay, range is still going. We're getting pretty late towards when the Nexus, like in current metagame, generally you'll have the Nexus by now. The SCV almost dead. Oh my god, it just won't go down. And there's the Nexus starting up. So yeah, this is in between old openers and new openers. So, as a little history of Dragoon openers, so basically in the old days, you'd always get 3 pylons and make your Nexus around 4 minutes and 20 seconds. And that got optimized over and over and over again. And at this point, we're down to Nexuses. Either you get range and get your Nexus at 3 minutes and 15 seconds, and that would be off 2 pylons, or you go no range or cancel range into a 3 minute and 5 second Nexus, right? So this was closer to 4. It was like 340 with 3 pylons and 2 goons. So it's kind of in between there, where he's got good tools. His range is going to finish up really quickly. And of course, you have to get a bunker against that. Like, even though it's Dominator and you kind of don't want to, range can absolutely pick apart Marines. But he's not playing aggressively or anything. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with this style of play, especially against Sharp. I'm not sure that he knows that this is Sharp or not, since Sharp is playing on a barcode here. But I would say specifically against Sharp, this is not a bad idea. Okay, taking a look. Double factory here for Sharp. He only went 1 Vulture with mines into tanks, which tells us that he's setting up a little bit of a... I guess you could call it a timing attack. And yeah, he will be able to deal with that. So Sharp going to lose that Vulture, but he does have a couple pretty well-placed mines. These are actually darn good for doing a push, right? So like Sharp can bring his tanks here and have like a staging ground where he knows he doesn't have to push up any of these high grounds, so he can very quickly get to this location, then decide how to do it. Of course, he could go this way and just know he's not getting counterattacked as well. Like sometimes you like to go around and come in from a funny angle, but he's just going to go for the quicker one. Speed on the way. 2 siege tank push coming up. Yeah, very... Nothing too out of the ordinary here from Sharp. Pretty normal Sharp build as well. 2-gate observer with range already done on the high ground. He's got 4 goons with 2 more popping out. I think Sins will be all right here. Oh, and in fact, this is kind of funny. He walks up. He's looking to see if the third base has been started yet. And he's going to be able to remove this pylon. You don't want to shove your way up here. Sharp would destroy this. You do not want to do that. You just got to give up the pylon. So that's actually a nice move, and I think you just can walk back from here. Now, you can see that Sharp has a couple vultures in the center. He might actually poke again, and in fact, Sins is coming over here. Now, this is where Sharp makes his money. You watch. Okay, and see, he's made the pylon wall, but you can see Sharp is going exactly for that move. Now, that move's not there, but he does have some tactical things he can do with these vultures flanking. So Sharp pulls back onto a high ground. I'm actually surprised he doesn't try this. Like, engage right there and try to lay some mines in front and behind the goons. But he is going to run back. It's only 6 goons. It's not really that scary for this army. Like, this army can deal with it. And Sharp is actually not attempting to kill the goons. Instead, he's making sure that there's no additional base. Really interesting choices this game from both sides, I think. Not exactly what I expected. And Sins is actually out-microing Sharp just a little bit here. Sharp has lost quite a few units. If he target... I actually think he played this a little bit more passively than normal. I'm not quite used to that. I feel like he had opportunity to possibly kill all the goons or kill more of the goons. But that was like a pretty timid approach. He didn't lose any tanks, so at the end of the day, you can't really say anything negative about it. Like, you can definitely trade out some vultures, kill some goons, you're slowing bases. Like, he's pretty sure there's no third base. You don't generally take that as your quick third at high levels. I mean, you could, but yeah, his vultures out here. Looks like they will get mostly picked off. And he's clearing those mines. So Sharp's going to know that, you know, something is on the way as well as a third base. Now, it is going to be a Reaver drop. Wow, observer speed super, super, super fast here. This is one of the faster observer speeds. It's been very interesting seeing that occasionally pop up. But, of course, shuttle speed as well, which is really good on this map. And you can see that Sharp is playing very defensively. He's got kind of a funny way he sets up. It's like this is right next to the turret. So, like, you can drop on it and guarantee a kill by dropping a Reaver here, but you're going to probably lose your shuttle. So, he's like, yeah, go for it. Okay, good setup. 3 Marines in the bunker. I don't think you're going to be able to break him here. It looks like Sins might try. Yeah, look at that. He's actually going to jump on top of this bunker. Drops out the Reaver. Okay, gets a good shot there, and he's actually dodging shots from the tanks really well. Picks one off. I feel like this is over, though. This doesn't feel like it's going to have good returns anymore. Okay, he gets one more tank, but he's going to lose basically all the goons. Oh, he gets a couple more SCVs, gets the turret. Okay. Oh! I actually thought there he might target SCVs. Gonna target some there. Okay, gets a decent hit. Hey, that was a pretty good hit. All right, you know what? You know what? After those last couple shots that we saw, that turned out to be okay for Sins. I was gonna call that this was not that good after the bunker bust. Like, he started out kind of okay, and then Sharp was really defending well, but that actually turned out fine, I think. Like, he lost a lot of units, but he definitely dealt some damage. You can see he's up by 12 workers right now. That's not a great place to be in as Sharp. Now, looking back at Sins' base, he's actually only on 4 gates right now, but he is getting Reaver's Scarab damage, so going to bring that damage up from 100 to 125. Definitely does make a difference. And he's going to have to continually make Reavers. He's also getting a Citadel right now. Hey, this is actually... I'm getting a little bit of chills right now from Sins' play. Like, this is a really interesting approach that he's taking. He's very upgrade heavy. He's not as fast on his bases. A lot of this is going to have to do with execution of his high-tech units. See, the observer speed's already done, so he's not having any problem with the vultures kind of getting back and try to lay some mines in some awkward locations. Sharp pushing up with his siege tanks. He does have a couple Goliaths. Notice he brings a building so he can actually see where he's going. But Sins has enough units in here. Look at this. Drops the two Reavers out and will end up killing this off. And Sharp has to turn around. I think this aggression is done. I think it's just... Oh, actually some pretty good mine hits there, but with the Zealots, you got to be careful. Another Reaver, well, one of the remaining Reavers, rather, coming in, trying to get some more shots. But Sharp is going to pull back. He is still down those 12 workers that we were talking about before. The Reaver Scarab damage is almost done. That's actually a longer upgrade than I thought. I actually don't know the upgrade time on that. That looks to me like that's probably like a 63-second upgrade. Okay, so comes in with the Vultures. And this is, I mean, this is pure Sharp right here. Always trying to sneak those Vultures in, and this time gets them. Well, doesn't get that many in, but we'll get at least, like, probably 2 or 3 probes. Yeah, it gets 2 there, but that's all right. Buying some time as well. Sharp setting up his 3rd base over on location as opposed to floating it. Already on 5 facts. There's the 6th. Has his +1 vehicle armor on the way. Laying just a few mines out here as well. Oh, another Reaver drop. Almost missed that one. Looks like he gets an SCV on its way out, or a couple SCVs perhaps. Looks like he has plenty of units here. You're not going to be able to really drop here and get anything done, I don't think. Okay, I really want to assess the situation where I don't think this is going to do anything else. So let's go up and look. Okay, so we have 7 gates. Legs are on the way. He got this quickly, but actually didn't get the upgrade going. I think the game was a little bit too active, and he just didn't start it. But I think with the timing he got it, he wanted to start it. He just didn't. Okay? Still making shuttles and Reavers, which I think is incredibly important. You got to do that. You know, people who make just a couple Reavers and stop, that's like kind of the old way people played. It's bad to do that now. Like, just gateway units don't do it. You need those Reavers mixed in there, especially when you're spending money on getting the plus Scarab damage. But yeah, here's some of the... I mean, this has been a very interesting opener overall from Sins. The fact that he went very quick observer speed, he stayed on 4 gates for a while and really focused on Reaver upgrades, and then into 7 gates, which is not a super normal number. Like, 8 gates is a bit more normal, but I think he was leaning so heavily on the Reavers, it actually made sense. Really good timing on Zealot legs. I think the timing on the 4th is pretty good. He adds a 2nd Robo, so really, really Robo-centric here. And we'll see if Sharp actually has enough defense. Has a good amount of missile turrets in here. Gets in with the double Reaver, but the Reavers with that upgrade can actually blow up depots super fast, and that's what he's going to be going for here. You can see these are slightly stifled, so he's only going to get 3 with these Reavers. But very annoying. You can see the supply block here from Sharp. Very, very tough stuff. Yeah, he's doing well with this. Gets another tank. The Reaver micro has been solid. Oh, I would love to see him just target that shuttle. I think you gotta try to target the shuttle a little bit. It's almost dead here. And he's gonna get out with that Reaver as well. Little group of goons up front. Sharp. Few mines kind of blocking the path to this base. Couple depots to clog it up some as well. And look at that, the 5th base being taken, just a handful of goons here to block, but Sharp gets a scout on that right away. All right, so now Sins is putting Sharp into a position where Sharp has to make a tough choice. Okay, so, you know, the thing that I've been kind of saying for a while, and I want to say once again here, is when Protoss, in a pretty normal game, and I mean, this game is very interesting, it's not 100% normal, but overall, the general flow of the game is a normal TVP, even though the builds are a little bit different. You have to make a decision when Protoss takes a 5th base. Do you attack or do you expand? And on this map, the expansion choices are a little bit more nuanced than other maps. So another dive in with 3 shuttles and the Reaver. Now, this might actually trigger an attack. See, he just lost the Reaver shuttle there. And this is a lot of Zealots, and he is dealing some damage. But this type of move sometimes triggers the attack. You know your opponent's taking a 5th base, you just killed 3 shuttles, A lot of zealots for free. You killed the Reavers. This is the only timing that Sharp is going to have this game, other than playing a much longer game and just kind of waiting for the game to naturally find another timing. But it's not like after this, you're like, okay, now I'm going to macro for 2 minutes and then attack. That's not it. It's like right now could be a reasonable timing, or he takes a 4th base right away. And the thing is, he could actually attack and take a 4th. There is a possibility of that, but generally you're going to want to just produce. Now, looking at the factory count makes me feel like the 4th base is going to be a slightly better choice. We'll see what Sharp ends up doing, though. Group of vultures over to the side. We still don't see a command center started, so like we're really getting down to the nitty gritty here of Sharp making his choice of what he's going to do next. Adding some rebuilding missile turrets rather, and rebuilding some depots for that defense. You know, the double robo is going to be back. I guarantee it. If Sharp just kind of sits there. Okay, it looks like he's going to go ahead and hit this attack. Not surprised. I think that this is probably the best move that he has available to him. But with the 6 factories, it is a little bit worrisome because 6 factories is not a lot. It's going to be hard. Like, he has to be very efficient with his units. You know, generally when you're attacking on 3 bases, 8 factories is the minimum that you want to have, and 9 is really, really good. But that means basically every round he'll have 3 less vultures than he could have. So yeah, it could become difficult. So anyways, he's taking this frontal position. He's kind of taking his time a little bit. He's not being too gung-ho about it, which is important. There's a lot of High Templars that are popping out here. Oh, rotates in some vultures. Okay, he's going to have to go 4th base. I think basically spending these vultures, this is good. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, almost gets an insane mine hit. Like, I think that some of this harassment and things that he's doing are good, but he doesn't have an attack timing any longer. You can see the supply has really shot up here for Sins. So Sins coming over has... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That has 4 High Templars in it. Oh my... 5 health. Insane. So close. If he had +2, that would have gone down. Of course, Sharp a little bit far off from that. Taking his 4th base in this location and kind of pushing across here as well. So Sins right now is getting ready for a 6th base. He's getting a gateway, you know, maybe make some High Templars and some Dark Templars there, getting a couple cannons and getting ready for that Nexus. A little bit of zoning going in from Sharp, and don't forget, you know, we're always talking about this on Dominator. When Protoss is here rallying, they can attack here really quickly, so it's hard to get this base and hold it. So he's gonna move his army over and, of course, clean this up. But look at the way that Sins is playing this. He's like, okay, he had committed over here when the army was here, and now this army's coming back. How do you expand here and here at the same time? It's incredibly hard. So he can run down and knock this out. Now, Sharp just acted like he was going to attack, but turned around for a moment. Okay, he is going to attack as this comes down, so he's going to have to cancel this. 100% this gets canceled. There's potential to attack here, but I don't think it's that good. Nice Psy Storm here, just slowing him down with those Psy Storms. Another nice Psy Storm here from Sins. He's doing a great job just kind of whittling down the tank count. There's not that many vultures here either. The other chunk of army coming up here from Sins. Sharp continuing to try to push, but the gateway count has grown. You know, it's getting a little bit difficult. Don't forget, more Psy Storms here against these clump tanks are going to be fantastic. Just Psy Storming out a lot of the vultures. This army coming back now. All right, 4th base is up. Sharp repositioning a lot here. He's actually, right now, what he's looking for is Sins to just bleed units off of him. That's why he's sieging in locations like this, because the unit movement through the center can be difficult. So you can see Sins, he's kind of going back and forth. He's trying to find a good angle. His observers are actually really well placed, so he's got some good vision of what's going on. And look at this. Getting ready, I think, for a Psy Storm drop in here, but this is a very low shuttle, and there's tanks in there, so I don't know that that'll end up working. Comes around this side. This is beautiful play from Sins. You have to give credit where credit's due. The way that he is moving around the map and killing the mines, he's watching. He's got all these observers around. He's watching where the army is, and it, like Sharp has already shown, he wants to expand here and here. If you expand here as your 4th, generally you need to push. I've talked about this a lot. If you expand here, generally you need to take over the bottom and not let them get the other main. But here, Sharp just keeps dancing back and forth, and so does Sins. So Sin's coming in. He's going to pick off a few units here. This is like Sharp's army is so spread out that the engagements for Sins are actually going pretty well. More zealots on the way. Some more shuttles have popped out. Sin's getting this base out. Looks like a couple of vultures got into a really good position. So that mining there not going as well as he would like. Really good catch on that shuttle. That had 3 High Templars in that. This one, okay, it does have a High Templar as well. But the thing is, the army here for Sins is really big. A lot of Sharp's units are all over the place, as you see. He's just spread a little bit too thin. And Sins is taking over this pizza slice. Like, this is a big moment for him in this game. I'm going to be honest. I think Sins has just outplayed Sharp in this game. The game is not 100% over yet, but I really like the way that Sins has approached this game. Very, very much. Still flying around with this a couple of High Templars. I don't think he's going to get much done here. Tries to. No, everything gets blown up. That was a little bit too greedy. Okay, so Sharp is in a pretty bad spot. He's got this base mining well. Empty, empty. Okay, this base. But don't forget, less mineral patches. Only 6 patches there. Gonna start to push up. Still, by the way, no starport. No additional upgrades. We're 21 minutes in the game. He's on 1-1. Not great upgrades here for Sins either. He's just on +2 with +3 on the way. So upgrades are like pretty even. Although you really do want to, as over time, build that up as Terran. But it's been a crazy game. Kind of back and forth, lots of aggression and whatnot. Sharp continuing to push to the north. Now here is the problem. A slow push through here. You know what? He's got enough supply that maybe he can kind of make it work, but Sins can expand all across the bottom during this as well, don't forget. So a little drop comes out. He starts to get in here, and here come the High Templars. Is going to ruin a lot of what Sharp's got left over. Storm goes down. Beautiful storms right there. Yeah, I think Sharp is pretty dead. You can see, look at this, 3.2 gas, 400 minerals. Things like that absolutely can happen. Like, you need to keep making vultures. It's really, you're looking for minerals in a game like this, not gas. You don't actually ever end up using all of your gas against Protoss. Like, 3 geysers is pretty much enough for the whole game, unless you're playing against, like, carriers in a really big game. But in a normal game like this, you don't see as much. Obviously, things like science vessels can be helpful, but this just wasn't a game that played itself into something like that, based on how they both played it. But yeah, laying a bunch of mines. I think that this is going to be the end. Like, Sharp is going to lose these tanks, and there's really not going to be anything left for him. Sins is getting ready to take the whole bottom side of the map. And that's kind of like... Excuse me. Even if you don't clear this army, that's kind of a finishing move to expand across the bottom. You can kill this army, or you can expand across the bottom, and both are putting Sharp into positions where he's not going to win this game at all. All right. Yeah, we're really, really, really getting to the end. GG. Okay, I actually really want to talk about this game a little bit, and some things that a lot of people have misconceptions about pro gamers and their levels of certain things, okay? Now, Sharp is one of the best players in the world, no question, right? And in fact, I'd even say he's just better than Sins, but Sins is very, very good. Like, Sins would be in ASL very regularly if he weren't currently banned, okay? So, like, I don't want to say anything too much about that, but, like, here's the thing. And this happens a lot, and it's not just StarCraft, but a lot of people win, and in pro gaming, very much so. They win, like, through... I'm going to just talk specifically about StarCraft, and you can extrapolate this yourself to whatever you want to think about. But a lot of people win based on, like, mechanics, okay? It's like Sharp is faster than you. He macros quickly. He's tactically extremely good. His micro is good. His macro is fast, right? He's good at attacking. He wins a lot of games like that. A lot of losses that we see, and I would say more from Protoss and Terran players than from Zerg players. But a lot of games that we see that are losses come down to lack of an actual vision of how to properly play a position or a map or something like that. Okay? So, like, for instance, in this game, the moments where I think that Sins really took over and won was when Sharp was trying to expand here and here at the same time. I've beaten on Dominator this point to death about how you need to kind of decide, right? Like, if you take this is a smart third if your opponent is behind you, right? It's a rotationally symmetric map. So here, actually, let me just pop up. This and okay. All right, so look at the mini map, okay? If you take this base as your third, okay, that's totally fine. Now, where do you take your fourth? There's two options, this base and this base. Now, this base that he took right here, if you take this as your fourth base, you cannot realistically, against someone of similar quality, take that bottom base, okay? That doesn't really work that well, because as we saw, Sins was going back and forth. He's like, okay, clear some of this, and now we clear down here, and you just see how spread up Sharp's army is. If you want to take this base, what you generally are going to need to do is an extremely strong push to the natural. You're going to need to control everything coming out of the Protoss main base so that you can then clear out the rest of the map. And this is somewhere where Sharp was hemming and hawing on what he wanted to do. It's extremely hard to take that 6 o'clock base and take this base and defend everything. If you're going to take the 6 o'clock, push across the bottom, right? So I would say that a loss like this, and we see so many losses like this in the pro scene, is like there isn't a solid vision on strategically what should be done. Even though he's like better at micro and macro and tactics than his opponent, strategically here, Sins understood how to punish the position very well. And Sharp put himself into a very punishable position. And sometimes you can force people into that too, but he's the one that decided, I'm going to expand here and I'm going to expand down there at the same time. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, this isn't really the way to end up winning a game here on Dominator. You have to make a strong choice and go with it. So anyways, I thought this was kind of an interesting one to go over. Hope that you guys enjoyed. I guess you can let me know if you agree. But I mean, we keep seeing it over and over. How many Dominator TVPs have we seen lately? And this is almost every time what goes wrong. In fact, right, we saw Flash try to do something like this and he barely beat someone levels and levels and levels below him. Sharp and Sins much closer than that Protoss was to Flash. It was what, Wico Disco, who's a good player, but nowhere near Flash. So yeah, having the correct overall idea on strategy is very important. It's very important. You have to have a cohesive vision for how you're going to play the game. All right, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time.